But let's hit the news this morning. We're going to start off with this story in the Sunday Mirror. Now, look, the Mirror have traditionally in the Ten Hag era been pretty, or appear to be pretty close to people close to Manchester United or Erik Ten Hag, one or the other. However, this story is, I feel, well, make up your own mind. I'll read the story and then I'll give you my opinion. But basically what it's saying is that Bayern Munich and Ajax are in a tug of war for Erik Ten Hag, as both of them believe he will leave Manchester United after the FA Cup final, regardless of whether we win it or not. The reason for this is not really stating Ten Hag being sacked. It's almost a standoff between Ineos and Ten Hag. Ten Hag wants Manchester United to negotiate a new contract with only 1 year left on his contract. Apparently this hasn't been sorted yet. So there could even be a scenario where Ten Hag walks to go to Bayern or Ajax and waives his £10 million payoff, which he would get if he was sacked. Why this would happen, it doesn't really make much sense to me, but look, that is the news this morning. And as I've said to you before, on a Sunday morning in the UK, we have specific Sunday outlets like the Sunday Mirror. All through the week, it's the Mirror. We have the Sunday Times. All through the week, it's the Times. It's different journalists and it's different editors. So this story is obviously something that's been worked on exclusively for the Sunday Mirror this morning. And in essence, what it basically says is, no decision until after the FA Cup final. No contract has been sorted out for Erik Ten Hag. And Bayern Munich and Ajax are both interested in Ten Hag and expect him to be available after the FA Cup final. Look, my general thought on this is Bayern Munich don't have a coach, so and neither do Ajax. So Erik Ten Hag would be, at this stage, I think he'd be a good He'd certainly be a good option for Ajax. He's proven there, and I think he could do it in his sleep. I think for Bayern Munich, it would be a good option as well. But I have to say that I don't actually believe the story. Now, you can believe the story, and I'll tell you why I don't believe the story. It goes on to mention Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter being high priority targets if Ten Hag goes. And yet David Ornstein said 48 hours ago they're not high priority targets. So it feels to me like the story feels to me like it may have some semblance of truth, but it's almost like the mixture of a bad cake. Instead of eggs and flour, somebody's decided to put a bit of toothpaste in or something like that, because it doesn't quite taste right to me, this story. And I'll tell you for why. I don't feel that Bayern Munich are waiting on Erik Ten Hag. I don't. I think they've obviously tried to get other coaches, so I don't think they're waiting on Erik Ten Hag at all. I don't think Ajax and Bayern Munich have got any concept of whether Erik Ten Hag is leaving Manchester United with or without the FA Cup. I also don't think Ineos are looking at Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter because of what credible people have said about that. And if they are looking at people like that, it makes me want to cry. So I just think there's too many holes in the story. Where I do think that there is some truth is that I think that there is, for some reason, this delay going on, and it could be coming from Ten Hag's side and it could be coming in from Ineos' side, and we spoke about this on Friday night, and this was something that I got told on Friday. And if you didn't watch the Friday night show, yes, I was a little bit drunk and it was probably not the right show to reveal a bit of information, but what I've been told is that actually what's going on here is negotiation. Because Erik Ten Hag's contract under the Glazers was very much veto on signings and sales, quite rightly, Ineos want to build a new structure around transfers where nobody has that one power, where it's more of a board decision between Barada, between Ashworth when he comes in, even Blanc on the board, Ten Hag. There's more of a discussion around what the vision of the football club is and a collective agreement on things rather than one person having the veto. So it's a change in contract for Ten Hag. And I think when Ten Hag said after the Newcastle game that it's a long answer about whether he's staying or not, because I think he is in a good position. I just think that there's negotiations going on about what suits everybody. Now, stories about Bayern Munich and etc. like that. Well, look, is it far-fetched that Erik Ten Hag would have an escape route out of Manchester United if things didn't go well? Everybody talks about Ten Hag being sacked, but we've just seen with Zerbi, he wasn't sacked. It was a mutual parting of ways. And maybe that's what's going to happen in 2024. Maybe we're going to see managers and clubs who part ways because they don't have the same vision, which is, we can talk about Brighton in a minute, but maybe Ten Hag will go, I don't like the look of this contract that you're giving me. I've got offers out elsewhere. Let's waive the 10 million and I'm out. I'm off to Bayern or something like that. That could happen, especially with so many clubs looking for managers at the moment. So I don't buy into the story that Ajax and Bayern know that Erik ten Hag's leaving his job. But with all due respect, it might not be impossible that Erik ten Hag's representatives are keeping Bayern Munich and Ajax in the loop in case things don't go to plan with Manchester United and a new contract. I thought there was a +1 option on Ten Hag's contract, says Rory. I don't know. I know there's 1 year on it. Billy Murch, welcome to Members Club. And Gio says, tomorrow I'm off to watch my local team, Crawley FC, make history at Wembley. Can you big up all the United OG Red Devil fans making their way up to London? Says Gio, up to London. There you go. Good luck to Crawley. So I think as well, what we need to do here as well is, and look, it's always the elephant in the room for some, if Manchester United were to part ways with Erik ten Hag, where are you going to go? Like, you really are still looking at the 3 names that, well, certainly give me nightmares, and I would expect probably give you. The 3 names that just keep hanging around like a fart are Gareth Southgate, Graham Potter, and Thomas Tuchel. I don't see anything beyond that for Ineos, and I think they are massively, massively bad appointments for various reasons. I don't see anything else. Now, people are going to start shouting De Zerbi. In fact, Richard Jack, perfect timing. What we've been told about De Zerbi is that this was almost like a sacking / fallout / mutual parting of ways, because De Zerbi can't just walk away from that contract. So we were speaking to somebody last night and they were saying he can't just walk away from that contract. He can't just say, I'm not working for Brighton anymore and now I'm going to work for Man United or Juventus or Bayern Munich. There is a release clause in his contract. He's bound by that. So for him to be out of that, and nobody's got the bottom line on this at the moment, but you have to follow the facts. De Zerbi would have cost 10 to 20 million pounds for Liverpool to get if they wanted to replace him with Klopp. So that is there. So if he's left Brighton, they've had a conversation, Brighton and De Zerbi, and it might well be that, and if you read some of the comments that De Zerbi said, there is really I think a mixed vision there. I think De Zerbi wanted more involvement in transfers, and obviously at Brighton you don't have any involvement in transfers. So I think there was a conflict of vision. And they've obviously mutually worked their way out of that. But Brighton are not stupid. They took £100 million off Chelsea for Caicedo. They're not going to say to De Zerbi, OK, you can leave, and then tomorrow he's Bayern Munich manager or Juventus manager or Manchester United manager and Brighton don't get any money. It's yet to come out what the severance package for De Zerbi is, and I'm sure it will come out. But either he goes to another club this summer and Brighton gets some money, or he won't manage for a year as part of the exit clause. One of those things will happen. It'll either be some sort of gardening leave where you don't manage another club for a year or 6 months, or he'll go and manage another club and the release clause will get paid. But you can't. Too many people want to sweep that under the carpet, and we don't have the evidence for that. And why would Brighton do that? He had a release clause. He's not just going to be able to walk away for free and join another club for free, unless Brighton literally have said, yeah, we want rid of you, get out, and it's technically a sacking, which, if he's been sacked, then obviously there could still be some sort of a thing there. But you've got to follow the evidence. There was a release clause for De Zerbi, and it's not just going to disappear just because he's parted ways with Brighton. So I don't know whether he's going to take a bit of time out from football, or whoever's going to get him is going to pay that release clause. I guess we'll have to wait and see. The interesting thing is, if he's not going to Bayern Munich, I don't think Barcelona, Man United really have got the money to be paying release clauses for De Zerbi. So maybe he'll just take a bit of time out of football. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.